Hello, and here we are on Via Protectorate 3, and this time it's another one with Swkoll, but we've got Tex on the other side, much more balanced this time. We've got Tex at 22.06 and Swkoll at 21.37, so in favour of Tex by about 70 points. Let's see how this one goes. Let's take a look here at Swkoll. This time the underdog. Looks like he's got Land Fac, P-Gen, Mechs, and then going some more P-Gens before going, looks like Air Factory 2 and then Land Fac 3. Looks like he's going to set his first engineer to grab some reclaim and possibly the second as well before going Mechs. Let's see what his opponent, Tex, doing, being slightly ahead. His first NG actually assists his ACU finishing off the P-Gen before getting a Mechs. Then he's actually got a manual reclaim for some mass here, and then using his second NG to build a Mechs and then manual reclaiming. As we hold down shift, we can see him getting his clicks in there. So landing a bomb on that NG right about now would be annoying, although you're not going to get a bomber across the map within 90 seconds anymore. And it looks like Swkoll is staying with his plan. So with it being a high mass map with all the rocks and that, there's a slightly different meter. It's a large map. Well, it's actually not a large map per se, but with the hills around and the sieve structures in the middle, it forces you around the edge. It does make it quite large. It's a 10 by 10. It's the same size as I believe the original Fields of Isis. But with the high amounts of reclaim dotted around, if we have a little look here, it's probably a little small to see on the screen, but basically we've got rocks of 10 and about 1 million of them dotted everywhere. So basically every suck of a rock is 5 seconds worth of T1 mechs, and so if you see how quick these engineers can pick them up, it's they certainly pick up more than yeah, look at them go. Let's watch there. 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So in that 2 or 3 seconds, that one engineer basically did the work of a mass extractor for almost a minute. First little raid by Swkoll. This is going to be huge. Look at that. He picks up an NG. Nothing that Tex can do about it other than try and delay the inevitable, which is a cool tactic. I guess he was hoping, if he's lucky, might be able to finish the mechs off. But that denying that expansion is, again, there's no other engineers for at least a couple of minutes away. That's pretty significant. And now Tex got a superior T1 Mantis chasing down Swkoll. And did he get a fix on him? I can't quite tell. He must have done, because it's giving chase and he's not actually got a move order, so I'm going to assume that there's somehow a lock there. Where's that move coming from? The factory itself, perhaps a bit ambitious from there to there. And Swkoll getting another huge pickup on the other side. This time he's trying... Oh, look at the health on it. And just manages to save that NG, although there was another one in tow. However, Swkoll repaying in kind with a bombing run and picks off the NG. Although, again, as we've mentioned, There's a couple more hanging around. I don't think that is going to work off. Swkoll picks off Tex's T1 bomber. I would say Swkoll having the upper hand in the early game here. He has got his expansion unopposed. He's a little slower on his second one, but then again, that's been offset by the fact he's taken Tex out on the second one. ACU's going into opposite directions, which generally makes for a longer game. And yeah, so far pretty even Stevens. Nobody yet made a move for the sides. And first time a unit from Tex has come down here, gets picked off. We've got one over here. That Mantis ain't gonna last long with that ACU there. Does that ACU even know he's there? Well, he does now. And he ensures it does not and cannot escape. Swkoll was hoping to make another move with that lab, but it gets picked up rather. He tries to run away again. Best you can hope for in that lab is sort of try and hide it out the way. And, you know, when you next fly a scout over, if you see an NG, hope he's not spotted, bring him in. That's best you can do. Meanwhile, Tex, he probably realizes he's running into superior forces here, and he hopes if he can hide him here, he can bring him out later in the day. Does Swkoll know he's there? No, he does not. So you can see that's a legit tactic right there. Swkoll making another attempt up here. Does manage to pick off the NGs before they complete this. If I was Tex, I would try and use a few Mantis to finish this off. I know they're quite slow at building, but together they can do it. And actually, there's maybe no need because we've got an NG coming in here. Wow. Swkoll definitely playing like he's the one who's 70, 75 points ahead. And here Tex now making the move. Losing half of his potential shots due to the terrain. But this engineer manages to finish a T1 PD that is going to pick this off if Tex don't realise what's going on. And looks like he doesn't. And loses the lot. Takes out one engineer and one mechs. But there's so many more engineers coming here from Swkoll, it's basically nothing. This ACU is now going to get some free kills. He's got a T1 PD in reserve. He's got a radar going up behind. And land factory. This is a pretty secure position at this moment. Both sides now making a move for the side. Swkoll trying to prevent expansion here. I think his APM's tied up, but he does manage to pick off that one engineer, but too late. Tex has already got a factory down. He's got another engineer producing a third. What's going on here? Swkoll managing to secure the area for now. Gets a radar up next. And in comes some more reinforcement. He's going to land right into that PD if he's not paying attention. And does he pick it up? No, it's a free kill. Although it looks like Tex has pretty much got this place surrounded, so it wouldn't surprise me to find Tex trying to make a quick move for this place. I'm sure if he sent his units up there without too much delay, he'll be able to clear this out. If he waits too long, Swkoll can reinforce the position, but Swkoll really needs to get on with reinforcing the position because he's going to be outnumbered pretty quick. See, looks like Tex is moving in. Look, he's going for the pincer. He's sending these units here, these units here. That place is numbered. Swkoll looking to attack down here. He prevents the second factory coming online. But Tex, I think, probably aware that this ain't tenable, sends engineers down here. Gotta say, when I used to play this game, I'd sometimes, if I was losing, send an engineer down here. Hope it's not seen, and then when the battle's over, try and rebuild. Again, if if the other guy don't pick you up and I was nowhere at these guys' level, it's a legit tactic. For now, Tex holds the lower right and looks like his move on the top left is going to work. I don't understand why Swkoll didn't make more of an effort to hold this, because it looks like he's going to lose this position now. I think he's maybe realised that it ain't going to go his way, and it's basically, well, I'll try and get what mass I can while I've got it. Maybe think about coming back later. I would have thought, though, that Tex would have tried to combine this movement. I don't think he's going to have much trouble clearing it out, but even so, you... Meanwhile, Swkoll pushing through the middle, having cleared out the civ structures. He's got engineers in there sucking up the mass. It's the thing, if you get so many factories, you don't care about the civ units anymore. You just have units streaming through, and as long as your mix art is in there, the PDs ain't going to get much kills, and it's just a APM lazy way of getting through. And of course, when engineers roll through, they're going to pick up the mass anyway, so it's... Tex got a huge army waiting at the gates, though. Does this army beat these factories? Yes, but does this army beat these factories after 1 minute? No, because they can pump out enough strikers to deal. This is a decent comp, though. We've got more Mantis, and we've got plenty of Arties and a few AAA in there. And as we expected, Tex clears out up top, no problem. But in a reversal of fortune, Swkoll gets the lower right. But as I had sort of mentioned in my thing, you sort of send a couple of engineers out. I hope they're not noticed, and indeed they have got a factory up. I would put a radar on here just to keep an eye out. And Swkoll's got the gun pushing up through here. This is a nice push here, because not only are you attacking and actually doing some somewhat damage. I would say it's a raid, but it's slightly more than a raid. But you look how many forces Tex is redirecting to chase what remains a handful of units. He's buying himself a good lot of time. And in come these units a little late now. I think Swkoll has got plenty to deal with that, together with the PD as well as all these factories. Yeah. And there's the T2 PD, pretty important to prevent enemy units camping round over here. So far it's anyone's game. Hugely complicated. Just that how many APMs, there's just so much going on every side. Let's have a quick look from the player's perspective. There's blue. I mean, looking at this, if I was blue I'd think I'd lost, right? But again, if I'm red and I see this, I think I'm lost, so I just have no idea what's going on. Best to keep me on as observer where I can see the lot. What we're doing mass wise. Mass reclaim. Looks like Swkoll's about 2k ahead. Total about 4k ahead. Yeah, and this is basically Swkoll's commander being in the right place at right time. Gets a bunch of basically kills for free. But he's got to start and think about what's going to go on down here, because there's still a sizable force. And he has indeed redirected his ACU to ensure that nothing funny goes down there. Got a couple of pillars and a flak unit there. I'd like to see something else with that. Perhaps a couple of scouts, or perhaps a mongoose and a shield. I mean, otherwise it just... He's microed it well. I give him that. He's going to prevent Tex getting away with this expansion. Looks like Tex is saturated and APM is elsewhere. Does, however, regain the lower right with the assist of these factories. Well done. And Still anyone's game here at minute 15. Swkoll now getting the gun and range, having already got the T2 suite. That's going to go pretty quick. He's got three Tech 2 power generators there and a bunch of T1, and is going up for his T3 HQ, the UEF map. Although Tex has already got brick in the center of the field, perhaps that explains why Swkoll moved his ACU down. He needs that gun with the overcharge, perhaps needs a T2 PD, because I mean look at this, he's just able to move stuff in, and this is horrific. He's got a single entry here getting all the reclaim from all that earlier stuff. That's, yeah, I was gonna say you need to sort that out because you did all the work. And this brick, look at that, with a siege bot being ferried in by the transport one at a time. These bots are going to do huge amount of damage, going to completely turn this game on its head. He's trying to get PD walled off, and it ain't happening quick enough for some reason. Spark is doing their thing. He's trying to get another PD down. It's building quick. Down goes the shield. Loyalist in nice and close, so the EMPs does its thing. Manages to pick it off. Got these units here. It's tight. The lower right quadrant of Swkoll is looking dicey. Brick parks off so it can get shots for free. Swkoll counters with T1 bombers there. Manages to get a T2 PD up in the nick of time. Look at that, 25 kills. So it must have been there for a while. Why, that's important. And this brick retreating off, in my opinion, that was a mistake. The brick could have kept pressing, but what do I know? Meanwhile, we've got more bricks coming through here, putting to bed Swkoll's idea of a run by down the central estate. Does manage to get one pillar snuck in through. Perhaps that can be a bit of an harassment technique. If Tex does have an APM available, he's going to redirect one of these bricks. And Swkoll did have an APM for available and redirected it. Look at that, Tex immediately redirects an engineer to rebuild that. I'm not sure if that was a manual click or APM. He knows it's there, so I think it must have been an auto rebuild. Because, and look at this, he's trying to send engines to reclaim. Is he? This pillar now getting value for money big time. Tex once again ousts Swkoll's units up here that managed to prevent the initial takeover, and it looks like we've got some sort of TML. Was that mobile? Indeed it was. We've got the flapjack there. We've also got flak units. What have we got here? Just T1s. Okay, no threat. In fact, food for free. And here comes the scout around the back, one round the other side as well. Looks like Tex has got a bunch of T3 up top now, securing that area good and proper. Looks like Swkoll's just got his original 2 pillars and mobile artillery, AAA there, T2, which is a nice little nuisance for certainly going to prevent any unguarded engineers from doing anything. Look at this, sends a single unit down just in case, knowing that if there is an army there, it's going to die, and that's why we're leaving these 2 here for a later time. Beautiful play. That's really cool. You could argue he should have sent a scout first. He didn't have one to hand, so he just sent one. Very nice. Starting to feel a bit concerned for Swkoll with the amount of T3 that's appearing now. He's only going to hold for so long. What do UEF TMLs only hold 6 missiles in now? I'm sure they used to hold 12, if not 15. Back when I used to play. What have we got here? Static T2 artillery. Looks like Swkoll's going for the turtle option now, certainly up here. Certainly is trying to prevent Tex from camping or setting up shop nearby. Not sure what these bombers are trying to achieve. Perhaps it's just harassment, who knows. Certainly not going to be able to pick off the ACU. Who knows what that was about. And it looks like Swkoll has ID'd Tex's little lower right base that I was so fond of. And it looks like he's going to wipe that out, no problem with the units he's got there. Oh my goodness, they were T3. He's going to bag a T3 here. Wow, that's a painful support factory built in a lovely place. That was a really nice pickup. And in come a bunch more units by, must have a shed load of he's actually only got 2. How's he pumping out? Oh, okay, no he doesn't. He's got more and more. Okay, he's upgraded all his T1 to T3 support with the exception of these here. Wow, these T1 bombers just, I don't know. All right, nicely done here, and he sends in a transport. Looks like half of this is looking to reclaim and half looking to rebuild. Swkoll holding his own here, still at 21. Still looking pretty much 50-50. My only slight concern again is with Tex with his T3. Swkoll still operating very largely out of T1, but thereby has the numbers. Artillery shots coming in, picking off units that Tex has forgotten around near the front line. Oh, Tex gets a drops in out the back of Swkoll's base. I didn't even see it coming with full view, so I can let Swkoll off. He's trying to get T1 PD down. He's got a Percy down, but how much damage are these 3 bricks going to do? He needs these dead. Looks like he's got one of them down. That's 2 down, but one still with pretty good health on the go. Percy's chasing him down. I would maybe go for these power storages here. It's going to die anyway, right? Go on, one more shot and it should be dead. Boom, there we go. Very nice. And Swkoll control Ks. I assume that's because of the loss of the power. What a shame it had to end there. That was turning out to be a really good game. I'm sorry I missed the drop, guys, but at least I caught the rest of it. It was, yeah, having lost that power. Okay, I was having a go at Gal for missing stuff, but there, I finally did. Okay, cheers.